My wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, I welcome you to Skolante TV, where we bring to you news that concerns the restoration of Biafra and freedom all over the world. In this video, I will be bringing to you the court date of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, how he stood up, the reason why he stood up and defended himself, and actually taught the zoo their own law, which they claim not to even understand, and also the lawyers, what they had to say after the whole court issue. But before we dive into it, let me quickly welcome back to my channel those of you that have been following my videos, and if you are new, I welcome you and urge you to do well to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon so that anytime I drop any video you will be notified, and also you can share it across. I'm both member than you are.
So that's what you wrote. You said here, my lord, that the defendant has now applied for bail. Now, as I said earlier, bail is a decision of the court, taking into consideration all the conditions laid down in Muhammad Abacha v. State. At this stage, I am of the opinion that to make or take a stand on the bail application without first hearing and determining the issue that is glaring in the face, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2017 until he was produced on the 29th of June. My lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump bail. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access.
Okay, my people, I believe you heard our Supreme Leader how he really lectured Binta Anyako. But prior to that, many people did not even know what transpired, why he actually rose and started challenging the so-called judge. Okay, now let us read from the Daily Post, one of the Zugota media newspapers. Let's read. And the headline, as they wrote here, says, "Opera in court as Kanu refuses to submit to trial, calls Nigeria government lawyer terrorist." He did not call him terrorist. Their constitution says so. I don't know what's wrong with these people. He actually read out what their constitution says. So he did not actually call him terrorist. But actually, all of them are terrorists. Yes. Detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. First of all, these people, I don't know how many times, it's like they don't even uphold the judgment of their own court. Their court has already confirmed that IPOB is not a terrorist. Okay, they said it. Aloy Ejimako won that case in a court, and they said that people should stop calling IPOB terrorist organization. But I don't know why they keep on calling it, and nobody is even talking about it. Anyway, we don't even care, because right now we are no longer doing organization stuff. We are now in government, so we have actually upgraded to the highest level. All right, we continue. Detained leader of proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, caused an uproar at the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday when he refused to submit himself for trial in the terrorism charges against him. The development eventually forced Justice Binta Fatimat Anyako to adjourn the trial to June 19 in order to calm the situation. Shouting on top of his voice, Kanu vowed he would not submit himself to trial, claiming that the Nigerian government has no power under the constitution and international laws to file criminal charges against him. Which is true. He read it. He taught Binta Anyako constitution of his dearest zoo country. Shortly after the judge declined his request, please guys, listen now, okay? See what happened. They refused our leader bail, okay? And not just that they refused him bail. See what they said. They wanted to start trying him. That's why he stopped that nonsense and started defending himself. Shortly after the judge declined his request, immediately she declined his request. Now, see what happened. For restoration of his revoked bail and removal from DSS custody, Kanu got up from the dock and contested the attempt by the federal government's lawyer Adegboyega Owumolo to open the trial. Immediately, Owumolo announced that his witnesses were in court and ready to open trial. Kanu stood up and took over arguments from his lawyers, led by Aloy Ejimako. He told the court to forget any trial, adding that he would not allow himself to be prosecuted unjustly and illegally. He cited several authorities from a document in his possession in the dock to support his objections to the trial. When the government's lawyer interjected that a defendant was not permitted to talk the way Kanu was doing, the Biafra agitator became more angry and descended heavily on the senior lawyer, calling him a terrorist. In the open court, attempts by Justice Nyako to calm him down were rebuffed as he repeatedly shouted on the government's lawyer, calling him a terrorist and a dishonest man, which he is. He read their law to him. As current chairman of body of benchers, you are supposed to know the constitution and uphold it, our supreme leader said, referring to Owumolo, apparently unhappy with Kanu's outburst. Owumolo told Justice Nyako that such habits is expected. He is only acting on emotions. I am not offended. I am not provoked, the senior lawyer submitted. Why will you be offended? Are you not, you are just doing something that you know that you are wrong. So why will you be offended when you know that you are actually the one that is committing a crime, international crime? You are even scared because of Nigeria says that they will cover you. In a bid to save the situation, the court agreed to a request by Kanu's lawyer for an adjournment to enable the legal team consult with him in a clean room where there should be no eavesdropping. I don't think that's what happened. What are these people writing? Because we will hear from Barrister Aloy Ejimako himself, said that Binta Anyako herself said this thing that she will make sure that the place is no longer bugged and all that, which they really said that is not possible. How can you say that a place that has been built with so many gadgets that you can do anything to remove those gadgets? It's not possible. So our leader to stay there, no guarantee that they will not be hearing their conversations and everything they are talking, so which is not good, you know. So what these people wrote here, they didn't write it very well, because not Aloy Ejimako suggested that Binta Anyako was the one, according to them, that said that. So Justice Nyako subsequently fixed June 19 and 21 for commencement of trial. No, you are not trying anybody. Okay, so you guys have heard that is what happened, why our supreme leader refused for them to carry on that their illegal trial, because you cannot be trying somebody upon your illegality. Okay, you committed a crime and you are still trying to to judge someone in your criminality. Who does that? So, and when MNK, our supreme leader, was challenging Binta Anyako, she could not say a word. None of them could say anything, even the so-called plaintiff lawyer could not say anything. They were perplexed. And you know how schooled our supreme leader is. You know, he is not a lawyer, but he can actually do much better than all these people that call themselves lawyers. So after our supreme leader defeated the zoo representative lawyer, who doesn't even know that he is actually committing a crime, which our supreme leader let him know that day. And people are now saying he called him a terrorist. No, he quoted their law. Then Binta Anyako had no option than to adjourn the case. After the whole thing, he was surrounded by the people that came in solidarity with him, the chiefs from Biafra land that came, and some press gathered around him. So he was reiterating what he had already said during the court, and he emphatically made it clear that Zoo does not have the right to try him, because it means that they are going against their own law, their constitution. And he quoted it, and everybody was very, very, I know that people were wowed, because our supreme leader is a very intelligent man. So I will play the video so you guys can listen, and I know many of you must have watched the video, but you can't stop watching our supreme leader. We the Biafran people are missing that thunderous and eloquent voice of our leader. So let us just listen to him, and then we will wrap it up with hearing from the lead counsel Aloy Ejimako and his colleague Barrister Nemeka. Then we will call it a day. But before I drop, remember to click that like button, subscribe to my channel, press that bell icon so that any time I post any video you'll be notified. And other than that, you can share the video as well. Until I come your way next, just listen and enjoy till the end.
Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act says I cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. I can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world. I have it in my case. Nobody has, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of your constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. I believe in justice and fairness, that's all.
Nigeria signed to extradite, not to rendition.
Yeah, she did. She denied, in point of her, she denied 2 applications. One is to restore his bail, and the other one is an alternative application. If you won't restore his bail, then transfer him to home detention. These 2 applications were geared towards providing the environment for him to get a fair trial. Unfortunately, the court was not in sync with us. But it's very, very important to stress this point, that what got us this far, what led to all these problems, is the refusal of the court to obey or implement, for want of a better word, to implement the ruling of the Supreme Court that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail, that he was driven into exile by the actions of the prosecution, and therefore the ruling by the court that he jumped bail shouldn't have been made. So, ordinarily, we expected that this court would have just followed suit by restoring his bail, but it didn't happen. So now the court that's not what the Supreme Court said. So we are going to look at that. We are going to go home as a legal team and ruminate over this and come out with a legal response to this anomaly. The court made some order that he felt is in our favor, but really it's not in our favor. He made modifications in the conditions of the detention at the DSS. If you recall, they used to take documents from us. They used to listen in because they bogged the place and everything. She made an order that the room should be changed and all that. But I think this is pyrrhic and that we should take note. This is pyrrhic. It's not enough to guarantee that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will get a fair trial. So in the next few weeks or days or whatever, before the next adjourned date, you'll hear from the legal team as to our next course of action. My other colleagues would like to say a few words as well. Thank you.
Okay, we had another kind of ruling today, which the ordinary person on the street might think that a favor had been done to us. But it's still the same thing. It's just the other side of the coin that was tossed. We are still going to remain in the premises and facilities of the DSS. You know, this issue of bugging is a very critical and technical thing. And we know that the Nigerian DSS is about the most sophisticated secret police in the whole of Africa. And they have a lot of equipment. The walls, inside the bricks of their building has chips, microphones, cameras, inside the walls of their building. So there is no how the court has made it that they should give us a clean room. Who determines the cleanness of the room? Who determines the positions of the box? So the thing, provided it's still inside the DSS premises, it's still there. Those boxes will always be there. These things have been built long before now. You know, and these are structures and boxes that have been planted many years. They can't break the walls of the houses, of their rooms, to remove those boxes. Now let me tell us something. Recently, they moved us to the office of the assistant director that they call ADOS. Now, in that place is somebody's office, all manner of equipment. There are so many things. So how do you even determine that the place does not have a bug? A room filled with property, chairs, television, gadgets, cameras. How do you determine what is functioning and what is not functioning? So it's like giving us a banana with one hand and then collecting it with the other hand. So there is nothing new, nothing has changed. Provided you are in the premises of the State Security Service of Nigeria, nothing has changed. A place where you can say it's not bugged is the Nigerian prison. You can be sure that in the Nigerian prison, nothing is bugged. And now, the witnesses that they are going to bring are those who are working in the DSS. So those witnesses will sit in the other room and listen to our questioning and answer session with our clients. Then at the end of the day, when you now bring the witness to court, they already know what we are going to ask. They already know the answers to everything. So we want, you see, justice should not only be done, but should be seen to be done. Now, if you took us to the Nigerian prison, we believe that the Nigerian prison does not have special interest in this matter, as the DSS has. The DSS have 101% interest. Now, if you take us to the prison, the prison people know that their function is to keep this man.